What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode 9 of the Toxic Fandom podcast. I am Magic Mav. What's going on, everyone? No, I'm not.
Magic Math.
That's right. That's right, baby. I forget who called me that. Rito called me Magic Mav. So I'm going with it. I'm running with it. I like it. Mike, Sebi, Matt, what's up, boys? How's everything?
Greetings.
Sorry about your loss.
It's all right.
I was telling Matt and I recorded a popcorn bucket last night. It's going to be out on Friday.
What movie?
Salem's Lot, the new Salem, the remake of Salem's Lot. Figured we'd do it for Halloween. And I was telling Matt how I'm sad for you guys, and I'm not necessarily happy for the Yankees. I could care less. I haven't watched baseball in like 10 years. So I'm more sad for you guys than I am happy for my team. But they gave it a good run, man. They made it exciting for you guys, right?
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, it was a really fun season. The way it started and how bad it was, and then they just started winning games, and it was a lot of fun. Had a great time.
And listen, the Dodgers are quite the offensive baseball team. They put runs up in bunches. So come on, you can't complain about all the games were,
Yeah, what's frustrating is on that last series, two games that we lost, we left like 11 8 men on base at some points. We were bases loaded twice, I think, in the first game.
I think the last game too, they loaded the bases twice.
Yeah, that was really frustrating because we had the opportunity was there. We're just missing that one piece that they have abundance of.
Well, like the Mets always say, there's always next year. I think that's their slogan. New York Mets, there's always next year. ... Anyway, subscribe to us on YouTube and Instagram and hit that bell. We're getting more subscribers every day, which is great. We need more people on Instagram to get the word out there when we're doing live streams and stuff like that. So make sure you subscribe on YouTube. Tell somebody, right? But pick up your phone. Tell a person to listen to us. We're funny. We got porcelain dolls on the show. Rito's already starting. We're a minute and 30 in, and Rito's already saying, "Who let Ken out of the playhouse?" And he says, "Is he wearing a sweater vest?" He is doing that on purpose. He is leaning into the role of the porcelain Ken doll. So good on you, Matt. I appreciate it.
If someone tries to hurt you, wear it like armor, and then it can never be used against you. That's my.
I would not.
Again,
you haven't known me that long. I can use it against you. Trust me.
But yeah, check us. Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell. Check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, and SoundCloud if you don't want to watch us on YouTube. And guess what, everybody? We have a Patreon page now. I set that up this afternoon. What? I set that up this afternoon. So if you go into the description of the show, the link to our Patreon page is there, and that's where you can buy stickers because no one gave me their address. There it is. Hold on, where is it? No, not happening. It's a sticker. Trust me. It's our little logo in the top right-hand corner of the screen. And you can buy those stickers on there. And I told people, if you want to just email us at toxicfandompodcast at gmail.com, I'll send you free stickers, but no one ever emailed me. So now you
must pay.
Now you must pay. Now you go to the Patreon and you pay. And you can also sign up to give us money on a monthly basis. You can give us $1.
What are we doing?
We're gonna start doing Patreon shows once we get Patreons. Patreons. Yeah, that's right, Mike.
Patrons.
That's right. We're gonna go back to the patron shows. Those are my favorite shows. So
back in the day, so terrible.
So good. Back in the day, we would do at least a half an hour's extra.
If you are confronted at the end of your life by St. Peter at the pearly gate, he's going to be like, I have something to talk to you about. He's just going to pull out a list of the shit you said on Patreon episodes. And you're eternal damnation? All right.
Yeah, that's okay. That's all right. They were so much fun. So what happens on a Patreon show is that the patrons who pay to hear us on that extra show get to ask us questions that we have to answer.
I forgot about that.
I will always answer the questions. Other people might not, but I will always answer the question regardless of how nasty or horrible it is.
How did the show that should not be named end?
Not on a patron show. That was on a regular show. That was just me losing my mind.
Imagine if they heard the Patreons. They would have drummed me out of his. They would have drummed me out of his state.
At least they would have paid me, I guess. You can pay $1 and be a patron, and you can hear the patron shows, or you can pay, I think it's either $3 or $5 a month, and then you get to ask questions. You don't get to ask questions unless you pay the higher of the two subscriptions, but it's not that high. It's only like 3 or 5. So, we got BX Gunner's here, everybody. Evening, everybody. What's up, BX Gunner? How are you? Missed you last week. You weren't here last week. What's Rito say here? Rito says a place where you can call Ken terrible names. Yes, on the Patreon show, you can give it to Ken as much as you want. Mike Hers, what happened on the patron show stays on that. That's right, Mike. Mike knows. Mike was a patron. He was a patron.
Show that should now be named.
We had a bunch of patrons on that show. I was very proud of that. Hopefully we can get some more. It's an official Patreon page, so the link is in the description.
No matter how hard I tried to drive them away, so I wouldn't have to stay into Patreon episodes, they just kept coming.
Yeah, you hated it.
How hard I tried.
You hated it. I wanted to bring something up before we get into any of the stuff that we're doing. So, like I said last night, Matt and I did a show, a popcorn bucket episode on Salem's Lot. I think BX Gunner was the one who told me to watch Salem's Lot. That's why we did it. And that show's coming out Friday. But at the end of that show, Matt and I did a new skit that we were going to debut on this show. And it's called Matches with Matt, or Matt's Matches, right? And this is where Matt...
I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, you have to see what we did. So what Matt does is Matt brings up one of his dating apps, and he finds a match. And I instructed him not to pick a person that he might actually want to meet and spend his life with, potentially. Pick one that's a so-so kind of match.
A real no.
And we have to give him a sentence or a phrase to write back to his match, and he has to write it verbatim exactly as we say, and we get to see what happens. So I'm gonna
what are you calling this segment? How fast can I get banned from Bumble?
Yes.
Oh my god,
Mike, last night's it's so bad.
Let me see if I can.
Him? He's a monster. You can't type his words.
Don't do this to yourself, Matt. Please.
I gave him a guideline. I'm like, okay, you're not allowed to use profanity or anything that's going to get me like banned immediately, like without a doubt. But I do have an update on. I don't want to spoil. I'm going to have to spoil last night's episode because he got a response. He's now officially 1 for 3.
I'm 1 for 3. Yes,
you're 1 for 3.
You let him respond to 3 people last night?
No, one person last night. We responded to 2 other people before that.
Mike, he only gets
one responded.
He gets 1 per episode. And just to set the bar, the first week we did this, I sent his message verbatim. We finished the podcast. It was like the last thing we did. I sent that at like 11:45 at night. I was unmatched, which is the equivalent of blocked, by 6:30 in the morning.
What are you doing?
She woke up, read that, and was like, "Oh, never this guy ever once. Not even talk."
She had a shower and then she blocked you.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel terrible.
It won't let me show the picture for some reason. I don't know how to do it.
Please
but I'll read it.
Don't show a picture of the person.
I have
no. I wasn't. No, it's a picture. It's a screenshot of what he wrote to prove that he actually wrote it.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I believe him.
Yeah.
So
we believe.
I have it right here.
It was a girl named Isabel.
Yes.
And read her likes, Matt. Read Isabel's likes.
To learn a little bit more about this girl, yes. She says the way to win me over is having a sense of humor and a lot of energy. She was 22.
Sense of humor. Here we go. Let's put that to the test.
Neither one of you are prepared for how awful this was. This is the worst. This is the most embarrassing, cringeworthy message I think I've ever sent in my entire life.
It'll be great if she's doing a podcast right now with her 3 other friends and talking about how she's trying to meet somebody, and she's like, "Can you believe this guy actually wrote this?"
So 22 years old, lives in Kips Bay, went to University of South Carolina.
Too much information about this poor human.
You're right. I should stop because people could probably find her. She goes crazy for good food. Teach me something about a different perspective, and that's all she wrote.
Oh no!
Rito's already texting.
I know how this went. I know.
So
I'll read my response.
You want to read your response in your voice?
Yeah.
And I have her.
Yes.
She has the response.
Okay.
Oh,
so her name
what'd
is
you write,
her
Steve?
name is
You want
her
to see a
name is
bed from a different
Isabel.
perspective?
No, it wasn't that actually.
So many
I
angles.
Said, yeah. I wrote, "Hey Bella." Now, did you tell him where she lived or where she went to school?
Don't say any of that.
Don't say it.
I'm sorry.
No, it's not. She went to. It's a huge university.
It's a
in
huge
South
SEC
Carolina.
school. There's 100,000 undergrads.
So, Seb, what are we calling the next version of this podcast? Just let me know. I'll stop finding the
How to
names
Catch
now.
a Predator.
Oh my
She
god!
went to
Poorly.
she went to the University of South Carolina. So, do you know who their mascot is?
Gamecocks.
The Gamecocks. So I said, "Hey
I
Bella."
hate knowing things.
I said, "Hey Bella, how about them Cocks?" Exclamation point. I'm sure they'll turn it around eventually this season because they're not doing too well. How about you and me grab some tapas and gain a new perspective on Spanish food? Sincerely, the Rizzler.
Oh.
So
And he wrote it. He wrote it verbatim. He
wrote,
I have it. The Rizzler. You like that? I came up with that very last second.
We don't.
Oh, it was so good. Oh my god, I got such a good feeling.
Would you like to know what she responded?
I want to know what her response was.
I feel uncomfortable. That's almost impossible.
Mike,
feel uncomfortable.
Any predictions as to what this woman said?
She's super into this.
Okay.
I love tapas.
I love tapas.
Seb, nothing?
No.
Today at 7:58 p.m. Hi.
Bright and early.
We should.
Bingo. We should have. You're going to get tapas with Isabel.
Nobody is more shocked than myself.
Yes. Did you respond to that, or we're gonna continue this?
This is your match. Technically, you're a part of this now. I had to wait.
Okay,
we're like that 80s, a modern version of that 80s movie Roxanne with
Steve Martin.
I cannot wait.
Steve Martin.
I cannot wait for their first date when Matt has to have his phone hold to his head.
And I'm talking to him the whole time. I got to tell him what to say.
Steve's gonna come up.
Oh, this is great.
What if Hitch was completely a fucking psychopath?
Oh, okay. So where is Kips Bay? Is that Long Island or something?
Let me look. I don't even know.
All right, we have to find a tapas place in Long Island.
Oh,
Kips Bay is a neighborhood in New York. It's right by the Empire State Building.
Oh, it's in Manhattan.
I can go into Manhattan. That's no problem.
All right, we got to find a good tapas place in Manhattan, and we got to meet up. We got to have a date.
I thought you purposely picked the girl you wouldn't be interested in.
This one, no, she's pretty.
Listen,
cute.
She's cute. He showed me a picture of her. She's
so then why destroy it?
Because they're probably maybe she's.
Huh?
Am I the only one that's dedicated to this podcast? I mean, gosh darn it. I'm willing to destroy my romantic future to get some views, some clicks. Thank you, Rito. Thank you, BX Gunner 81. Thank you, Mike Hers. Come on.
Oh, so that's Matt's matches. We got to figure this out now. So we're gonna meet her at like in the afternoon, so it's not not at night. We're gonna meet her in the day, make her feel comfortable.
What we?
Yeah, me and Matt.
Oh my god, this is gonna end so poorly.
You need to find a tapas place that has an opening for a bartender. Steve can be back there, just slinging drinks.
Like
just wait till I marry this girl, and he's at my wedding, and he's like, "Hey, by the way, this was all my doing."
Yeah, this is all because of me. You're welcome.
Check out episode 9 of Toxic Fandom Podcast to find out how you found your husband.
No, by that point, we've deleted it. I guarantee, like the other podcast, this one's been burnt to the ground too.
Oh my god.
Oh, all right, let's read some of these
comments. Joe doesn't want to do this every week, huh? I wonder why.
Imagine why. I wonder why. All right, we got a lot of comments.
This was supposed to be an entertainment podcast. Now it's Jerry Springer.
Oh, let's see what people said.
Segment on our show or on the movie review show, just so I understand which one it fits in correctly.
Well, we did this on the popcorn bucket, so you're gonna hear all this live on the popcorn bucket on Friday. Rito says, "Can you give us a little backstory on how it ended?" So
poorly.
I know
poorly. It ended poorly.
Yeah. BX Gunner says good stuff. My favorite Wizard of Oz character is Toto. We talking about Toto. That's right, Rito. That's what we're talking about. What if the chick is totally into everything? Apparently, she seems to be pretty into it. Gunner's laughing.
Then I guess a good time was had by all.
Yes. Oh, Gunner says she blocked you taking her morning dump sip of coffee. Yeah, that was the first girl.
Yeah, not this one.
Oh, I got a different perspective right here for you. Mike Herz already found her. Is her name Sarah? LOL.
No,
I don't get that one. There was a good spot called Porqueria? How do you say that, Mike? You speak Spanish, don't you? Porqueria in Chinatown. I used to go to years ago. There you go. BX Gunner's giving you some tips there.
The best Spanish tapas places are in Chinatown.
Really?
No,
I know. Right. Isabella's going to tapa you off.
Oh,
there's Rito.
Girl.
Steve is going to be the waiter with a fake mustache. Go to the east side, BX Gunner says. West side. He meant west side, not east side. And then he says you're going to be two men in a trench coat. Yes, I'm the top.
Matt's sitting on top of his shoulders.
Yes. Matt's a tall guy too.
5'11", huh? Much
taller. NBA.
I lied. I'm 8'3".
Oh, that's great. So, all right, you're gonna type back to her, right?
Not now. We're not gonna do this.
Not now. Yeah, we did this. We got to do it live. We got to do this live.
This is the whole show, man.
All right, here you go. You ready?
Yep.
Awesome. Can't wait.
So he scripted this out already. He's got a flow chart.
Yes, if she says this, go to this. Awesome. Can't wait.
Wait, are there any what's the grammar you need to do?
Awesome exclamation point.
Okay. Oh, okay, Elaine. Exclamation point.
Exclamation point.
We're breaking up. Exclamation point.
Awesome. Exclamation point. What time of the day?
Oh, it sounds like
what time? No. What? No. What? When's a good time? When do you think would be a good time to meet up and have a drink?
Okay. How about, can I help you a little bit? I know I'm not supposed to influence.
You gonna help me? Okay. Go ahead.
It is.
Wow.
Okay. Never mind. It's only my life.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Holy shit! I thought I was
help me. Wow.
Go ahead, Matt. Help me out.
Sorry. No. What was your verbatim again? Just run that back.
Awesome! Exclamation point.
Okay. Yeah.
When would be a good time to meet up for drinks?
Something
and chat?
More ridiculous than awesome.
Good time to meet.
Bitchin'.
Go and then he's gonna end it.
Really find out where she's at.
He's gonna end it. Go Cox.
Just to make sure I'm getting it all down. Any exclamation point?
No. When is a good time? When would be a good time?
You said when would be a good time to meet up for drinks and chat? Question mark.
Meet up in chat? Question mark. We're gonna go off the rails. I'm trying to really help him out now. I don't want to go off the rails anymore.
No, because now you have a match. Now you have.
Now we have a match. Now, yeah. You just put Go Cox. See what happens. See what she says.
At the end of the message, I'm writing Go Cox.
Go Cox in all caps.
Oh my god!
All right. Oh, I almost.
It definitely went off the rails at the end there.
So just so I understand the point of this game, you're going to try to get Matt into a relationship with the craziest person you can by making her first jump over a ridiculous hurdle, then taking all the crazy away?
Yes.
All right, fair enough.
Just so you're seeing for visibility. Hold on. No.
Okay.
Oh, we believe you, buddy.
That's what you want.
There it is. Go Cox! Exclamation point.
All right.
Oh, two exclamation points. All right.
Two or one?
No,
just
two in one
Three.
sentence.
Why not? One for each of us.
Would you guys like to add anything to this?
No, I want nothing to do with it.
I hope she gets back to you before this podcast is over.
She's gonna delete me before this podcast is over.
Yeah,
that's okay. That's the point of this whole thing. I mean, That's okay.
Or you're going to Chinatown to have Italian food tomorrow. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So we have lots of news to get into. We talked about the Mets already, kind of. We do want to talk about the news. What happened?
Just put Rita's last comment up.
Yeah. I'm not going to say that, but
yeah, no.
That's nice.
So who's going to do the news tonight? Who's doing the news tonight? Anybody?
Where's
Mike?
Joe?
Matt? Joe's not here. Joe's not coming.
I have like four or five items.
You do?
Yeah. I sent you one if you want to lead with that one. Throw that up on the screen.
Well, I have an intro for you, Matt. I got an intro for you for the news.
And now, another installment of Chat with Matt.
All right. Let's see if we get copyright
terrific.
For that. We got the I worked real hard on that. Sebi worked real hard on that. He put you in a little faux Mets jersey. It doesn't say Mets, so we can't get copyright struck. It says Meats on it.
Rito is very excited.
Rito's very excited.
What did he say? Yes. I'm glad it's all working out. Maybe we'll get some patrons. So what do you got, Matt? We're chatting with you. What you got?
My biggest piece of news is the American Psycho remake that has just been basically greenlit with a really great director, Luca Guadagnino. He's a great director. But my question for you guys is, who would you want? Hold on, I can't. Rito's distracting me. I'm going to turn his stuff off. Who would you want to play the new Patrick Bateman? Who's the new American Psycho?
I don't know any young actors. So I wouldn't be good at this.
Armie Hammer, maybe?
No, why don't you do a little Tom Holland?
Tom Holland.
He's such a twink. You can't have a twink be the American Psycho.
Oh, he says you.
Me?
Rito says it should be me.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's nice.
Nah, you can't be American Psycho.
No, I'm not nearly jacked enough.
How old does he have to be?
He's got to be like 30.
Yeah, late 20s, 30, early 30s. He's got to be like a businessman, right? Like a sleazy businessman.
Not sleazy, but he's got to be like financial district, Wall Street type of guy.
Yeah, I think Armie Hammer might be too old for that. And Henry Cavill's
he's not even allowed in Hollywood anymore.
Yeah, he diddled kids, didn't he? Didn't he diddle people?
No,
no.
They said he was a cannibal.
What?
Right.
Yeah, he wanted to eat women.
He ate kids. Okay.
Yeah. He didn't eat any kids, but he was texting women on Instagram, and they were like, "Oh, what do you want to do tonight?" He's like, "I want to hold your heart while it beats." And they're like, "That's a bit much."
That's what we're putting on the next Matt's matches.
I was gonna say, not as much.
Running the Armie Hammer Vince McMahon playbook.
We are gonna just do the script from American Psycho on Matt's matches.
It is my phone case.
Wow.
Oh, that's funny. Boy. Yeah, that's his favorite movie.
Love that.
I don't think they should remake that movie.
Yeah.
You think it's too soon?
Yes. One, why remake it? What's wrong with it? How are you going to update it? They're not. You think there's any chance that's going to be better than the original?
No.
No.
Are they going to talk about Phil Collins again, or a more modern pop star?
The Weeknd?
No.
Yeah, are they going to make it for a modern audience?
Of course they are.
I don't know.
Everyone's gender is going to be weird.
No, this guy, the guy that's doing the movie, he's super legit. I really like his work. He does like really great movies. I don't think that he would mess with it too much.
Yeah.
But there are crazy things in the original book that they didn't even sniff. So if you're gonna go all in and be interested in doing that, then I'm totally game.
Yeah.
Like he's got like a scene like in like Grand Central Station where he like slits a kid's throat and then like leaves. And then comes back and pretends to be a doctor and lets the kid bleed out. And he's like, I got it. But he doesn't know how to, like, if you want to go really dark, maybe that works. But I'm very excited.
I stayed at a Holiday Inn once. He pulls one of those on the kid. That sucks. Man.
You guys got, your face has got all so somber. I mean, it's rough, but it's just. fiction.
I don't think we like this movie as much as you. I just think
I think the movie's great. I'm so tired of them remaking things and ruining them. Just do a new story. Like, he won't be a Wall Street guy. They'll make him be a fucking barista or something stupid.
He'll be an IT guy.
He'll be trans. It'll be terrible. It'll be fucking terrible.
He's gonna find girls through dating apps. It's gonna be.
It won't be good. You're gonna. It's just you'll be sad. You'll be sad. You'll be sad.
Yeah.
You'll be sad.
Yeah.
Just talking me down.
Sorry.
No, the original's great. The original's a very, very good movie. But I can't. What are you adding to that? Like, why redo it? What are you adding? Where are the big problems with it?
Yeah.
No, it's a perfect movie, in my opinion, obviously.
Yeah.
I'm so.
What else you got?
I got there's 2 bits of Superman news. I'm really starting to get excited for this movie in July. July is a big month in the superhero genre month for us, because in 2 weeks' time you'll have Fantastic Four, which is the one that they're saying is going to save this whole train wreck.
Oh, are they? I've heard that a couple times.
And then Superman comes out 2 weeks later. But there were 2 interesting bits of Superman news. They're going to do Crypto the Superdog. And he's
someone doesn't listen to the show.
Yeah, we did this last week.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well,
What's the
other picture look good. What do you think about it? You like
I like that he's a bad dog. I think that's funny, because James Gunn was saying that it's not going to be like, oh, he's man's best friend. Like, he's going to be a problem, which I think is funny. I really hope that doesn't domineer the movie, though, because I'm not that interested in watching a superhero dog.
Is Superman not going to have control of his pet? That's going to suck. Like, that'll bring Superman down for me. If he oh, come on, Crypto, stop peeing on the carpet. Kind of shit.
They don't think they would go that far, but I could see him being a little rambunctious. Or
just Superman slowly having to choke him out of existence.
Or he'll probably go into the Museum of Natural History and take a dinosaur bone or something like that. Or something.
Oh, give me them ribs, you get it?
It'd be a great short film if he had to get Crypto fixed. That'd be funny.
He could old yeller him out in the backyard with his eyes. With his eyes.
Now that I'm in for.
Yeah, that would be good.
This might be more
stunned silence of children as Superman lasers his dog.
This might be more up Mike's alley, because you're into older movies a little bit, right?
Yes,
a little bit. So they asked James Gunn what his biggest inspiration for this movie was, and he said Mr. Smith Goes to Washington.
Oh, that makes perfect sense for a superhero movie.
I think it's actually a great idea, because it's like a country boy dealing with the big city, dealing with corruption. I think that totally plays to a more modern audience. I don't know. I mean, you Sebi.
I've never seen it, but now you've mentioned what that's about. That's what the movie's about. Yeah, that makes sense. Like Clark leaving Smallville.
Lex Luthor being a big Elon Musk political weapons.
Do you trust James Gunn to do that kind of movie?
It's gonna get close,
because he doesn't. Everything he does is kind of slapstick and funny and silly. What has he ever done that was serious like that?
He is really intelligent, though. He's really good at like the human emotional truth. We always called it in film school. So I trust him in that regard. To not go so overboard with the big white man bad thing might get to your nerves. I feel like Lex Luthor is going to be basically Elon Musk or Donald Trump or both. It's gonna get to be, it's gonna be that. It's totally gonna be that.
We gotta get rid of Superman. It's very bad. Terrible.
See, I have zero desire to see that shit. Zero. No matter what your opinions of him is, that is the only thing we can do, is put an actual representation of the actual person people don't like in a movie. No one can be creative anymore. And the balls of anyone to take a shot at fucking Elon Musk. The man is putting us on Mars, electric cars. Fucking people suck.
Toxic fandom, baby. That's where
people suck.
But there's a lot of other things. I'm very curious because this is also their first one. This is the first James Gunn movie, and he has like 8 others on the slate. There's a Batman movie on there. There's like a Swamp Thing one. But again, I think his greatest strength is that he is creative and willing to take some risks. So maybe this will get us out of this drudge of just the most basic, boring superhero bullshit we've been seeing since the Avengers movies.
See, my thing with him is, and it like also announced like this past week at Comic-Con, we have it on the news here coming up. He said that they're shooting the 2nd season of Peacemaker, which is James Gunn, and I thought Peacemaker was fantastic, absolutely fantastic, right? And that's much more his sensibility, I think, than trying to do like a real earnest Superman story. I mean, I
know what you mean. He's got that playfulness to him instead of the seriousness of like the Batman.
Yeah. Or like, I think the whole thing that sells Superman is Superman, and this is what no one ever gets right. Like, Superman is the American ideal to take into 10, right? He is the quintessential American Boy Scout. You know, he's the heartland of America. He's what the ideal we strive for. No one ever gets that right. They don't do that. Christopher Reeve was close, right? But I don't know if James Gunn can do that.
Do you think a modern audience even knows what that American ideal is anymore?
I don't know.
You know?
But that's why the last one didn't work, right? Where he didn't have that. As good as Henry Cavill was at playing him, I don't think he had any of the ideals of what makes Superman great. And without those ideals, Superman should be Zod, right? Mm-hmm. There's no reason he shouldn't be Zod. The only thing that stops him from being Zod is truth, justice, and the American way. That's the only thing that stops him from being just a tyrant.
Yeah.
Such a hard character to get right.
Yeah. So
do you think that it would... Oh, sorry. Do you think that it would work, though, if it's more like... Because the Zack Snyder one was just so serious. Do you think it would work if it was more like in an Incredibles type of tone, like this? Like also like when he says Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, the director is Frank Capra. He directed that movie. His 2 most famous are Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, It's a Wonderful Life, and they kind of prided themselves on being overly corny. But like, it like works because you end up actually liking these people. Would you be okay if they came out with a Superman movie in 2025 and it's corny?
I would, yes.
That would,
because that's what he almost is. He's almost corny, right? Because he's just corny. Like that's what he is.
He's a farm Boy Scout.
Yeah, he's a farm, but the Boy Scout. Yeah. Helping old ladies cross the street and carrying people's groceries. That's what he is. Helping cats out of trees. That's what Superman is. I don't know if a modern audience would want to see that at all.
It might be fresh. It might be fresh. Like, because everything is so, like, even the Batman, it's like so conflicted. Like, oh, I'm really not supposed to hurt people, but I have to hurt people. Like, it's all so messy. Maybe if something is like a clean shaven, like,
but that's the essence of Batman, though. Like, that is the essence of Batman, his conflict.
Yes,
you know.
But if they,
I don't think that's true. In the original stories, I don't think that is. I think the conflict is who is Batman? Is he Bruce Wayne or is he Batman? That modern conflict of like he never had an issue like beating the shit out of anybody and just leaving him in the street. Like that was never his issue. I think that modern spin of like everyone, the good guys aren't really good and the bad guys aren't really bad and everyone's in the middle. Like, okay, all right. Yeah. But Superman can't be that. Superman needs to just be perfect. Otherwise he doesn't work. He needs to be perfect. He needs to try to save everyone. The biggest conflict with Superman isn't whether or not he can overcome the bad guy. You know he can. It's whether or not he can save everyone. That's where Superman's conflict comes in. There's too many people to save. There's too much to do. How does he balance everyone that needs help with trying to swoon and get Lois Lane? Like I think they missed that mark completely of what really hooks people into Superman.
And the crux of this movie is going to have to be Lex Luthor. He has to be the most interesting character in that movie. because Superman typically just is not that interesting. I love Superman, but the most interesting thing that you can do for a villain is to have a complex relationship with its hero. If they don't have a relationship, point to all of your like most mediocre action movies that you think are okay. The relationship between that villain and that hero sucks. If like Lex Luthor is ultimately jealous of Superman, right? That's what has to be. He's not just like some bald asshole. like he's just, like he has to.
No, he's not, right? That's the point. He's achieved everything, and Superman comes and eclipses that, and that really pisses him off, right? Because he's the smartest, the best businessman, and that's what pisses him off about Superman. That no matter what I do, I'll never be that. So I'm going to tear that god down.
Right. So we look forward to this Super Bowl trailer when it follows the Rizzler doing an ad for Costco.
What?
They're gonna do a trailer during the Super Bowl? Is that just a?
I'd bet that there's a Superman and a Fantastic Four trailer during the Super Bowl.
That'd be pretty cool.
It's 7 months out, and it's the biggest audience they're gonna get.
Yes.
So, Mike, are you excited for Peacemaker season 2? Since you like Peacemaker season 1,
I did. The first one ended on like a giant cliffhanger. Yeah, I thought that was a fun way to. Yes, I want to see it. I am kind of done with superheroes. I really am. And it's one of my favorite things in the whole world. And I'm just kind of done with them. I just put them away for a decade. Bring me, put like they put away Westerns forever and then bring me out Tombstone 20 years from now. I'm just kind of done. And I think they're at the end of their natural cycle. Now, how long they keep dragging this on for, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right, let's switch gears and go to some different news because I don't want to blow out our load on Comic-Con just yet. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductions. How about that?
Anyone watch them?
I watched some of it. What was that? Sort of the Cher.
She opened the show, right? Cher was the first one inducted. I watched it. It was long. My God, was it long? So long.
I tried to watch it twice. I fell asleep twice. It's just too long.
Yeah, I typically don't watch them. I try to find out the next day who had really good performances and just trying to check out those performances.
The Foreigner one was really good.
Yeah, but no one from I couldn't even figure out the dynamics of who's left from Foreigner, who actually performs.
I think everyone is original except for the singer because I've seen Foreigner live twice. They're really good live.
No, I don't think anyone's left. They said. I think it's all other people now. Yeah.
Oh, because when I saw them, the guitar players were the originals.
Because I believe even in the induction, like in the speech, they were like, and I want to thank the guys who are still carrying on our legacy out there. But again, I kind of checked out with Foreigner.
Yeah.
But yeah, Cher opened the show, and Dua Lipa was like the person who inducted her with Zendaya. Fine. Cher, I guess. Sure.
It's crazy.
Doesn't have a ton of hits. Has a lot of covers.
Sonny and Cher were big though.
That's not who was inducted.
That's true. Yeah, it was just Cher. Turn Back Time. What else was there besides Turn Back Time?
There's
Life After Love.
Yeah, do you believe in life after love?
Oh, that's right.
Believe, right? That's called Believe.
In the 80s, from that movie she did, that doo-wop song. Is it in the way he kisses or something like that? It's In His Kiss.
Oh, okay. But that's not
a cover of that.
That's a cover.
Oh, it's a cover.
Yeah, it's a cover. Yeah, that's like a doo-wop song.
Yeah. No, but
any of you guys into Peter Frampton? I was never into Peter Frampton.
I was asleep by that. I didn't finish it. I was trying to see the Dave Matthews.
They closed. They were the last. They closed.
How was that?
Mary J. Blige.
Very
talented, sure. Kool and the Gang, Tribe Called Quest.
You guys are big on music people. Do people care about who's in and who's not?
I could care less.
I don't know. I know Dave Matthews got in because I think he was voted in twice by the fans and twice out by the music critics. So this time it was overwhelming. It was 98% of the fans. They're like, come on, you got to put this band in.
He's pretty young compared to the other inductees. I would say. He's probably 10,
I guess
20 years old, younger.
Yeah, because then they did Yeah, only one guy's left. Like, only Cool. The gang is.
Oh yeah, that was good. The Cool and Gang bit was cool.
Like Ozzy, I think belongs to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But Ozzy looks like he's in for Black Sabbath.
Okay.
But now this is Ozzy as like Blizzard of Oz, and
he hasn't made a record in how long? He should have been in a decade ago.
I think they do 20 years after your first album. I think is when you're eligible.
Rock and roll guys, they all die immediately. Like that should not be like baseball rules. It should be like 5 years. When they went down the list of like big hits that Ozzy had, he 100% belongs in there. 100%.
Bryan Adams is one of those guys that hasn't gotten in that deserves to get in, I think. Like if Cher's getting in, Bryan Adams definitely deserves
I also, and like I know when I was watching it, and I'm like, I don't understand why Mary J. Blige goes in, and I don't understand why Dr. Dre's in. Is it a music hall of fame? Like, you don't really understand music. Is that really it? Because they covered rock songs or they influenced rock. Like, I don't think that it's not the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame anymore. Just call it the Music Hall of Fame and move the fuck on. I'm fine with that.
Right.
It's a good name. I don't understand. What?
Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it's a great name. But I wouldn't say Cher's particularly rock and roll. She's pop music.
No, it's the Music Hall of Fame. But there you keep the name. It's too good.
Yeah. Tribe Called Quest is definitely not rock. Cool and the Gang is funk. Like
I saw them live once.
Did you?
Yeah. I have a very weird collection of things I've seen. I've not seen that many. Like, I'm not like a live music guy. That's why when you guys said you were doing the episode, I'm like, I am zero authority. It would be all like Nickelodeon bands. That was like
it would be Pink. You said you like Pink.
I like Pink. I do like Pink.
Jimmy Buffett went in like posthumously. Is he really rock and roll?
No.
At least he played guitar.
I don't even know what Jimmy Buffett is.
He's rock.
Is he?
Type of rock, yacht rock.
Because you'll hear him on country music stations as much as you hear him on rock.
That's true.
He's like his own thing. Well, listen, I like Jimmy Buffett a lot.
Yeah.
I just
but there's different types of rock.
I guess.
Excuse me. There's hard rock. There's metal. There's alternative. It's just. I mean, if you're playing guitar and.
It ain't Mary J. Blige. That's for damn sure.
Yeah. The hip hop.
Yeah.
Dionne Warwick was inducted.
Yeah.
And again, Music Hall of Fame. Every one of them belongs in the Music Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
You know, I was really watching for Dave Matthews. I really wanted to see Dave Matthews go in. I was really curious to see how they were going to handle what's his name that's no longer in the band for molesting women, the old violin player.
Oh.
Yo-Yo Ma?
No, not Yo-Yo Ma. Yeah.
He fiddled somebody?
I was like, wait. What are you talking
Dave
about?
Matthews Band?
Yeah, it's not Carter. Carter's the drummer.
The guy with the dreads?
Yeah, he's out of the band.
Mm.
Oh,
he's been out of the band for years.
Yeah.
I think sexual assault, I think.
Oh.
Yeah.
Get you every time. Mike, what's this Disney announces test for premium lighting lane? What's that all about?
So Disney used to have Fast Pass, right? Where you could go and get a Fast Pass ticket, come back and get shorter access to the lines. They, after COVID, to make more money, decided that they should charge for that service. Mm-hmm. So they changed it from Fast Pass to Lightning Lane, and you pay, I don't remember. It's somewhere between $15 and $30 on the day, depending how busy it is those days. And then you can get three you get three Fast Passes, what they call them Lightning Lanes now. Once you use those, you can then add more on each day. And then the very, very premium rides in the park, say one or two in each park, has its own separate ticketed front of the line. So like say in Magic Kingdom, maybe Splash Mountain and Space Mountain would be ticketed separately. Okay. They're not even included in the Fast Pass. So you could buy a general Fast Pass for all the rides, and then the two premium rides you have to buy individual. So you're probably talking $30 to $50, $30 to $60 per person per day to get access to that.
On top of your park ticket.
On top of your park ticket. Nice. They decided now to test premium Lightning Lane, which is you can go to the park, You don't have to book anything. You can just walk on and get to the front of the line, or to the front of, or get on the Lightning Lane Fast Pass line for every ride in the park once.
Okay.
Which, all right, that sounds reasonable. I actually think they didn't charge enough.
Okay.
And I'll bear with me. So it starts at $129 for Animal Kingdom, goes up to $200 depending on the day per person, and then Magic Kingdom's the top, $329, goes up to $499.
How much is the Hollywood Studio?
Plus your park ticket.
So Magic Kingdom park ticket, they're the highest. I think today I looked it up was $169. So $169, and today
like an all-time low. Like what are
they
doing?
No. So here's what happened, and they really fucked this up. You raise the ticket so expensive. Now when you go, if I've laid out $800 for the ticket, a hotel, everything, and I go, I have to spend the extra $40 or $50 to get the Fast Pass. It doesn't make sense to lay out $4,000 for the day and not spend the extra $50 or $60 for Fast Pass. So everyone's doing that, which makes the Fast Pass lines hugely in demand, and everybody's on those lines.
Yeah.
So now what they do to make those valuable, no one on the regular standby line gets in. I've heard it's as bad as 99 to 1.
Wow.
So they'll take 99 people off the Fast Pass line to let one person on the regular line, and to keep that Fast Pass line moving.
Right? You're going to have skeletons in the line. The
way to solve that. So they've actually, I don't know if you remember on some of those queues when you waited online, you'd get to a point where they'd merge like the Fast Pass line and the regular line together. But because they were letting so few of the regular people in, they now have staggered that back, so that the regular people can't be like, what the fuck is going on there? And just seeing people walk on. Because at peak times, they say it can be as many as 99 to 1 is their directive from the company. If I was Disney and I was actually caring about my guests, I make these $1,000 and I eliminate regular Fast Pass. Because if you're just trying to get a certain amount of money out of the guests, let me get it out of the ultra rich. Let me give them a really expensive experience and let everyone else go back to the regular line, right? If your goal is to make $100 a day, let's make that up. $100 a day. I'd rather get that 100 from 2 people, $50 a pop, than 100 people at $1 a pop, pissing 100 people off and making the regular lines huge. Make it an ultra premium experience. Get rid of the paid Fast Pass. Go back to everyone on the regular line. Regular line moves like a regular line, and charge ultra premium prices. People who could afford it.
Yeah.
I think this is going to go badly, because now if you get on the Fast Pass line and you've paid $500 in the Magic Kingdom at Christmas time
per person,
every other person every other person in that line paid $40, right? Because that's what it would be for a regular Fast Pass. Are you going to be like, why am I standing with this guy that paid $40? Right, because you're all in the Fast Pass line. Yeah, he had to get a time, but as the person who paid $500, I don't give a shit that he had to book his time ahead of time. Get out of my way. I paid $500.
You should walk on.
Yes, and you won't, because everyone uses the Fast Pass, because you can't justify not doing it because of the amount of money you're laying out to go to the parks.
I hate what they did. Like, was it 10 years ago when you started after planning when you want to take that ride?
So you don't have to plan the parks anymore, but you have to plan the Fast Passes.
Yeah.
No, it's I remember we went as a family, like my whole, like my mom's side of the family, all went. And it was like my uncle would wait on the Fast Pass, but that's when they had the physical Fast Pass.
Oh, those are the best.
He would wait on the line and get his, like, he'd be like, all right, I got 6 for Peter Pan, but there's like 20 of us. He's like, all right, who wants to go? And like, you know, we were cousins. We had to like trade. Like, all right, I'll sit this one out, but I get the next one no matter what it is. Like, it was like, it's like a whole ordeal. Just go to Universal. It's better. It's got the Fast Pass. The Fast Pass works better. The rides are better.
Because they charge you a fortune for their Fast Pass. I was down there last summer, and I was like, oh, let me see what the Fast Pass is. Like, my girls were in the bathroom. I was waiting for them. I went to the desk. I think the lady said $250 each. Each.
But it's
for like my 2-day ticket.
But it's unlimited.
It is. I will not argue that. And for me, I think that's the better way to do it.
Yes.
Make it crazily expensive. That way, if you have that money, do it. Right? Do it. It's an ultra premium experience. I have nothing wrong with that. I hate when you go for these middle ground experiences that just fuck everybody. Right? Make it so expensive that the only people who will do it is people that are ultra rich. The bigger issue with this is they're only selling this to their premium hotel guests.
Oh, fuck.
So
that's even worse.
Think about that. Like a deluxe hotel at Disney is probably minimum $500 to $1,000 a night. Then you're paying somewhere for Magic Kingdom. I think the cheapest ticket's $150 up to $200 a night, and then you're gonna tack on $350 to $500. Ooh, it's so much money, so much money. It's all the monies.
You could just go to Dollywood like me and my family.
The thing is, Universal came out this week and has announced their opening date for their third park, Epic Universe. I'm sorry?
It's the horror park, right?
It's going to have a horror land. Yeah. They're doing a third park called Epic Universe. I think the date is March 5th. I wrote it down. But their issue is they're not going to sell one-day tickets. You have to buy the other two parks to buy tickets to this at the beginning.
Oh, man.
Because this is a small park. It only has 12 rides. 12 rides, period. So it's very small. So they have to limit capacity. So they're going to artificially constrain it by saying you have to buy a 3-day ticket and you can only go to the new park once. Or you can stay at the high-end hotels and get it as linked in with a high hotel package. So they have eliminated one-day tickets at the moment for this what is supposed to be a very nice, very new park.
Oh, it's going to have like a Monsters Land and what else?
So there's a Monsters Land. There's a How to Train Your Dragon Land. There's another Harry Potter Land. There's a Nintendo Land. I'm missing one. I think there's 5 or 6 lands to start. They all sound great. The rides look really good. But not being able to buy a one-day ticket sucks. You want to go spend... you want to buy a 3-day ticket and spend the night at one of their hotels. That sucks. That's a crappy way to experience it.
Mike, 12 Coors Lights cost like $13.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Instead of spending $1,000.
Oh, I'm not arguing. Listen, I just was in Florida this past weekend. I took my daughter down to see a college, and I was like, we should stay an extra day to do Disney, right? Because I'm only going to see the college one day. And we flew home Saturday night rather than stay because I was like, I can't justify.
It's gotten ridiculous.
Laying out $2,000 or $3,000 for a day. And that's what it would be easy, right?
Yeah.
Whatever, souvenirs, food, parking, you're easily going to spend $2,000 or $3,000. Easy.
Yeah. That's insane. I wasn't chastising you. I'm just this barometer for fun is getting out of control for these premium experiences. I don't really know. Like, you used to be able to go to Disney, like, as a family, and be like, okay, yes, it was something, but like, it wasn't nothing. But now it's the thing.
It's $1,500.
Entire budget. It's your entire budget.
My thing is,
$1,500, 4 days at Dollywood, parks, hotel, everything. Awesome. Fast passes, $1,500 for the stay.
Premium seats for the lynching. It's good stuff. And
the Dolly impersonators. They got a Dolly impersonator.
There's no Dolly impersonators there.
Are there rides?
They do have a church if you want to go to mass on Sunday morning in the park.
Wait, are there what rides they got?
Are there cardboard cutouts?
It's like Busch Gardens. It's like Busch Gardens. They have all the big roller coasters and all that stuff. It's a legitimate amusement park.
No, it gets amazing reviews. Amazing.
It's very good. The food's great. The people are great. It's got everything.
My thing with Disney is they really fucked up by doing Disney Plus and and then buying Fox at the same time, roughly the same time. And they constrained their cash flow so bad that they went, what still makes money? And it was the parks. And they just decided to fleece those fucking people out of every dollar they had. Just fleece them out of every dollar. Like, it wasn't about, I want to get you to come 3 times in your life. It's I want to get you to come once and pick you up and shake the fucking money out of your pockets on the way out. Because it's the only segment of the company that was making money. Their movies have fallen apart. They don't have retail anymore, right? There's no Disney stores anymore. They've really hurt the segments of the company that made them money. So now it was only one segment driving revenue. So just keep hitting it over and over and over again. I'm a huge theme park Disney Universal fan, and at this point, I don't think either one's trying to outdo each other. I think it's a fucking race to the bottom.
Yeah,
it's a race to the bottom. They've completely lost the plot, both of them.
All right, let's read some comments before we keep going on there because we got tons of them on here. Going back to who should play your American Psycho, Rito says Glenn Powell or Nicholas Hoult. I don't know who Nicholas Hoult is.
He's Beast in like the young X-Men ones, the more recent.
Oh, okay.
He'd be good.
I think Glenn. I think they would be better. Paul Allen's. Who do you want to see get killed? Glenn Powell would be funny to watch get an axe to the face. That'd be fun. I like Glenn Powell a lot.
I love him. He's my man. He's my man.
Dude, if he's all like because Paul Allen's all like cool and sarcastic, and he's like on the couch, and then I don't know, Patrick Bateman is like Glenn Powell's just drunk on the couch and he takes an axe to his head. That'd be fun.
I like this observation by Rito. He says, Mike is proving a point when he closes his eyes to make his point. That's a good observation there. Gunner says, Peacemaker was great. Can't wait for more. He's also enjoying Superman and Lois. I remember him telling us he started that. Rito then went on a rampage about Mary J. He says the Chronic, and Mary J. wrote many songs as well. Cher wrote songs for Grease. Tribe Called Quest albums are up there with Wu-Tang.
Another excellent rock group, the Wu-Tang Clan.
Rock kind of influenced the other artists too. Mike, stop being a grumpy old man.
Fuck yourself, Rito. Find a stick and fuck yourself with it.
Oh, we can say that? I've been holding,
especially to Rito.
You're only allowed to say it to Rito.
Yeah.
Copy.
BX Gutter says it was all good when it first came out, the Fast Pass, but now it's evolved into a monster. There are better rides at Universal, he says. He says he stayed at Cabana Bay in August. It was basic as shit and very overpriced. Never
It is
again.
A very basic hotel. I stayed there. It's very, very basic. It's fine, but like it's their discount hotel and it's still way too expensive.
He says stay on International Drive. Good room for $65 a night. Rito's favorite ride at Dollywood, the Titty Twister. That is a good ride. It's very big. BX Gunner says I missed the Big Bad Wolf roller coaster at Busch Gardens in Virginia. And Timothy Chalamet would take an axe, says Rito. He's the kid from Dune. He's the kid from Dune. Yeah.
And he also worked with that director. I keep reading the Rizzler. It's throwing me off.
That's me.
Yeah, the director. He worked with him in his like biggest hit, so that would totally make sense. That'd be great.
Okay, I'm gonna skip the Yellowstone trailer because I didn't think it was all that great.
I'm just interested to see how they're going to end the show without the main character.
Yeah, I mean, this trailer could have been the trailer for season 2, 3, 4, or 5. Like it's the same thing that happens in every season of Yellowstone. Like we're gonna lose the ranch. We gotta kill people. Gonna lose the ranch.
It's a really good show. I'm kind of fine with that.
Oh I like it too, but the trailer didn't do anything for me. But it was I still like the show. It's very good. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about the Wicked trailer. Now, you wrote here, Mike, Wicked Girl Streisand effect and poster. So I'm going to put up the poster, but can you explain what you mean by the
poster? Yeah,
effect? Yeah. Let me share this.
Okay, so that's can you show the original poster? There's 3 posters.
Yes.
Like there's the original poster for the movie, the original poster for the play, and this one. So this poster, this is a fan retouched the original poster for the movie to make it look more like the Broadway play bill that originally existed. And in the Broadway play, she has red hair like the red lips like this, and her eyes are obscured. Right? I have all 3. Yeah, there you go. So like they tried to make them look more the same.
Yeah.
Right. So a fan made it. Now, if you look at that original one on the bottom, that's the original Broadway kind of cover bill, play bill. The whole point of covering her eyes is so she's a mysterious character. You don't know what she's smirking about as Glenda whispers in her ear. So when they redid this now, this is the original one. She's just staring dopily right down the barrel of the camera. It's almost
like she doesn't even care what's being whispered to her.
Correct.
Yeah.
So a fan was like, well, I'm just going to make it more like the original, and kind of shadowed over her eyes and gave her the red lips. That caught on. People started like, oh, this is better. Blah, blah, blah. She reacted to it typical young Hollywood star being like, this is erasure of people, and quickly brought it to race immediately. And I'm just like, what?
Here's what she said. This is the wildest, most offensive thing I have ever seen.
Is
equal to that awful AI?
That's the wildest thing.
Equal to people posing the question, is your blank green? I'm assuming it's her Toto. I'm assuming they're talking about her Toto. None of this is funny. None of this is cute. It degrades me. It degrades us. The original poster is an illustration. I'm a real life human being who chose to look right down the barrel of the camera to you, the viewer, because without words, we communicate with our eyes. Our poster is an homage, not an imitation. To edit my face and hide my eyes is to erase me. Yeah. And that is just deeply hurtful.
Because blankly staring into the camera like an asshole is way more communicative. Like,
it's a better poster. It's not even close.
It is way better. It's way better like this. She's the Wicked Witch of the West. Why wouldn't she be mysterious? No, she should stare like a psychopath right down the camera. I don't even understand. And why has no one learned? If you hate this thing, ignore it. Just ignore it. What are you doing? That's what the Streisand effect, right? When you try to make a statement, you just draw more attention to it, right? That comes from Barbara Streisand's famous example when I guess someone on the internet originally published pictures and the address of her house. She then sued, which made it a story on every newspaper and in every media magazine. So people were like, where's Barbara Streisand's house? And it became a much bigger issue than this small website that had published it. And this is the same thing. This would have died in the news cycle in a day, and it would have been passed around like a meme, whatever. She made this a big story. Like, this movie is genuinely getting good reviews, and people genuinely seem interested. And now you have another young actress just running off at the mouth, turning people away. I don't understand this. I also don't understand how all the companies aren't like, shut the fuck up. Just shut up. Disney, just shut up. What are you doing?
And
just be a movie star.
Fandom.
Huh? Yeah, go on this. I'm on this show.
Is she gonna do a diss track like the girl from The Acolyte now?
Oh, that was funny. The diss track.
How did that end? How has Snow White ended? How did The Little Mermaid end? Just shut up and do your job.
I feel bad. I feel bad for the person who made the poster because they were literally just trying to make it like something they liked. Like they were just doing some fan art and saying, "Oh, look how cool this is! Look what I made! It looks like the original poster." It wasn't trying to erase a person from existence. No. Give me a fucking break. What is wrong with you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, she thinks wild. David Duke made the poster. It's just like some guy. Like it's no.
And like the other girl's face is completely covered up now as well. What's her name?
Ariana Grande.
Ariana Grande. Like you can't even see that it's her. I mean, I think this is, again, like Matt said, this is 100% better poster than the original.
Matt got a response, didn't he?
Did he? Oh, did you get a response, Matt?
I saw his head whipped to the side.
Oh my days!
What happened, Matt? Am I winning? Am I winning more?
All right, can we guess?
Go ahead.
Toto picture.
Is it green? Is it green? Read it.
Yeah, I can't.
She only liked the message.
Oh.
But you're winning.
Well, I guess that's a good thing.
Yeah, she didn't ignore the message. Maybe she's got to think now. Maybe she's checking her schedule.
No, she won't. We have to respond next week.
Don't you worry. But yeah, that was the drama on the Wicked poster.
I can't understand why you'd sabotage your own film. I just don't understand it.
Rito says it sounds like somebody who felt overshadowed by Ariana Grande's fame. Yeah.
Is anyone looking forward to that movie? Does that do it for anybody? Just to ask.
I didn't really.
I love that play. I really like
the play too.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna see it myself, and I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna see it now either.
My wife wants to see it. So I'll probably see it with her. And Ariana Grande's hot, so I'll check that out.
And you see her on Saturday Night Live. She's actually good. Like she's a decent actress. She's a good singer. Like I think she's probably gonna steal that whole movie. I bet you she's great in it. And she kind of fits that character of being like bubbly and fake and over the top.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So before we get into our our main topic, let's do a little bit of wasting time. I know Mike has a big story.
I have so much. It's so much more than a little bit of wasting time. I had the most insane. So my oldest daughter was getting ready to go to college, and she wanted to look at the University of Central Florida. So I was all right. We had to figure out how to get you down there. This weekend they had an open house on Saturday, and on Friday they had an open house for their business school. Their business school is a business school that's particularly dedicated to like theme park management, entertainment management in theme parks, hotel and hospitality, cruise line, all the stuff that would come out of Orlando. We're going to do this. We're going to fly down. So Thursday night, I get out of work. I drive all the way up to northern Westchester where I live, get back in the car, drive down. So I got to avoid the Yankee game. Oh. Guess what I drove into?
The Yankee game.
No, I went to the other side of the borough. I drove to the fucking Mets game.
Oh, they're both playing the same night?
9:00 flight, dude. We ran in there like the scene in Home Alone trying to get on that plane. It took us, I got in my car at 5:00. My flight was at 9. We barely made it. I live 43 miles from the city. It took us almost 4 hours. Insanely long time. Made the flights great.
43 miles in New York miles is like cross country, dude.
Yes, but 30 of those are in Westchester.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Because I used to drive 12 miles to work and it would take me an hour and a half. That was a good day.
I always hit traffic coming back from your place, Mikey.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it's the Bronx. You got to go through the Bronx. That's why.
That's why I go through the Bronx. Nightmare. I always hit traffic.
Yep. The nightmare. But so we get on the plane, we get down there. Now, by the time I get down there, it's late. It's like 1:00 in the morning by the time we've gotten the bags. I say, I've rented a car with Hertz. I'm going to run over there and get that. You guys get the bags. I go down to the floor where the rental cars is. It is pitch black. No lights. All I see is the lights from cell phones from the people behind the counters. I was like, what the fuck's going on here? So I walk over to the Hertz guy. I was like, is everything open? Is it open? He's like, oh yeah, they're working on the lights. It's late at night. So we're just going to work without lights. I was like, can I rent a car? He's like, yeah, sure. Okay. He's like, that's on backup power. I go over. I had rented the car already. Hey, do you want to do the gas? I don't want to, I'll fill it up. Do you want to do prepaid tolls? How much is that? It's $19.99 for the day. Each day that gets you unlimited tolls. I said, how many tolls are there between here and Disney? Because that's where I was staying. He's like $6. I was like, I'll just pay him in cash. Don't worry about it. Fine, give me your card. Swipe the card. Declined immediately. Want to know why? Chase didn't understand why I was in Florida at 1:00 in the morning trying to rent a car, which is great. He's like, well, can you call your bank? I was like, did you really expect someone to be there at 1:00 in the morning to answer this call? So fine. He said, all right, we do it, put it on a different card. We do that. I said, he says, go outside, take any car you want in the gold row. I said, oh, this is going to be a fun experience. Take any car I want in the gold row. Walk out to the parking lot. Every single car in the gold row is electric. Every car is electric. So now I'm going up and down the road with my daughter. We're trying to figure out which car. I'm like, I don't want any of these guys. I don't want an electric car. So I see one gas car. It's a Hyundai Elantra. I'm like, whatever. I run over, open the door. No keys. There's one lady walking on. I was like, hey, where are the keys? Oh, we don't have the keys for that one. We lost those keys. So the one gas powered car, you lost the keys too. She's like, yep. So what am I supposed to do? I don't want an electric car. I purposely, when I booked this, said I didn't want an electric car. She's like, we only have electric cars, sir. You could upgrade to a Mercedes or a Corvette. Like, yeah. How much is that going to cost me?
$800 a day.
All right. Yeah, probably. I was all right. Because my card was already declined. There's no way I could do that. I said, all right, how do I charge this? I'm only going to have it for 36 hours. How do I charge it back? You know what? When you go to leave here, the lady at the gate, she's an expert at this. She'll know exactly what the charges are. Perfect. All right. I guess we're taking an electric car. We all pile in the car. I drove up to the lady in the gate. She scans the barcode, hooks it up to my account. You have a nice night. Oh, before I leave, quick question. Do you know the closest place to charge one of these? I don't know shit about electric cars, she said. Of course you don't.
You're the expert. You're the expert.
I was she's like, I've got an electric car. I was like, all right. So I then, it's now 2:30 in the morning. We have an 8 a.m. appointment at this college. I was like, let's just go. I go, tell my wife, do me a favor, look how much tolls are, get the money out of my wallet. She gets out, first toll, $2. You go down the highway, there is 6 easy pass lanes, 1 cash lane all the way over to the right. I go all the way over to the right. I got my $2, I roll down the window, hand out. The guy at the toll booth is sitting on the register, looking the wrong way. That not at the car's coming. He's looking the other way with his phone in his hands. I go, hey, buddy. Then wave the $2. He goes, nah, bro. And he just leans over and he hits a button and the camera flashes. I was like, what? He's like, I'm not doing that tonight. Nah, bro. He's like, took a picture already. Go ahead. I was like, but I don't have an easy pass. I told the guy I didn't want the easy pass. He's like, nah, bro, picture's taken. Go ahead. Have a good night.
Oh, you're going to get it in the mail.
Yeah. And God knows what the fee is.
Bro.
God knows what the fee is. Nah, bro. That's what he says to me. Nah, bro. All right. So whatever. I finally get to the Disney hotel we're staying at. I roll up. I hand the guy my thing. He looks at it. He goes, the reservation's under Monica. I was like, yeah, that's my wife. She's right here. He's like, you don't look like a Monica. I was like, yeah, no shit, dude. I was like, are you fucking with me? Like it's not the night.
Misgender you? Was he misgendering you?
Like he was really old. Like the guy working the booth at the Disney security at 2:00 in the morning. And then he said, did you drive here in this? I was like, you think I drove from New York in a fucking electric car? Open the goddamn gate. What's wrong with you? So we get in, we get up the next morning, nice breakfast in the hotel. We drive over to the place. UCF's business campus is gorgeous. They basically built a hotel for these kids to practice running. It's amazing. My daughter falls in love with the place. I go, all right, let's figure out finance, all that stuff. I start looking at their average SAT score. Do you guys remember what you got on the SATs?
Yep.
Okay.
I took
it says out of 1,600, right?
Yes.
The average is a 1040 on the SAT. Theirs says their average is 1,300 to 1,450.
Ooh, I wouldn't have gotten in.
I said, this is the second largest school in the entire country. That's impossible.
Right.
That's impossible. Above a 1,300 puts you in like the 92nd percentile. That means you're smarter than 92% of the population. I see the people walking around. That's impossible.
Yeah.
This sticks in my craw for some reason. So after doing this entire day of events, anytime I see an admissions person, I walk up to them and I go, can you shoot me straight? What's going on with the admissions? Like, so the first lady is like the head of admissions. I was like, can you do me a favor? There's no way on earth your average score is a 1,300 to 1,450. She gets so indignant with me because I basically called her a liar.
Yeah.
So I do this. I must do this, no exaggeration, to 5 or 6 admissions people. I just keep doing it because I want someone to shoot me straight. Like my daughter has a good score. She's at 1,300 even.
Yeah.
That's a great score. At least I thought it was, but that's the low end of what they're accepting. I want her to get a scholarship to a school in another state.
Yeah.
We're in a presentation. Eventually, halfway through the day, I get up, I go to the bathroom, I walk out, I see a different admissions lady that I have not seen before. And she's surrounded by like 8 students. She's giving them like what their next tasks are going to be. I wander over. I was like, ladies, quick question. Here's my daughter's score. She's real nervous. She's not going to get in. But sir, our average score is somewhere between 1,300 and 1,420. I was like, and like one of the girls can read how exasperated I am at this point. And she starts shaking her head. I went, no, why are you shaking your head? Why are you shaking your head? She's like, they're lying about their scores. The admissions lady now is really angry at this girl.
Who was the girl?
It's just some student that was helping out that day. She shakes her head like she sees me arguing with this lady.
Yeah. Well, she's bringing down the average, obviously.
Correct.
Did they do the super score?
Yeah, but even if, right, that's still 1,400 is very high.
That's crazy high.
I feel completely validated. I'm like, all right, I won. I beat the admissions people. We go that night to have dinner with one of my wife's cousins that goes to this school. I take him out, nice dinner. I go, hey, did I ask what your score was? He's like, I got a really good score. He's like, but everyone in Florida gets a good score. What do you mean everyone in Florida gets a good score? Did you guys know that Florida, you can go to college for free if you're a college student? They have something called the Bright Futures program. They use their lottery money to actually pay for college, unlike stupid New York that I assume digs a hole and throws it the fuck in there. If you're in this, it's like a tiered system. Let's say you get a 1100 on your SATs and a 3.0 GPA and do 25 hours of community service, you'll get 50% of your tuition. If you do 1200 on the SAT and 3.5 GPA and 75 hours, you'll get 50%. And it tiers. I said, what's the highest tier? He said 1300. I was like, huh.
Makes sense.
I said, does everyone get that? He goes, oh, in Florida high schools, freshman year, you start prepping for the SAT. Everyone gets a 1300. I was like, huh. I was like, so all the women that I've been calling liars all day today, I said, what'd you get on the SAT? He's like, I got a 1490 and my sister got a 1450. I was like, oh, holy fuck, shit. I called so many people liars today. So many people liars.
What would have been great is if one of the students that you saw that got like a 1400 was the Nabra guy. Nabra. I got 1450.
Nabra.
Not tonight.
Yeah, Nabra. Not tonight. Wild. We decide we do the 2 days now. We do see both campuses. She loves it. It's time to go home. I now look down at the thing and it says I have 100 miles left of charge. We have like 6 hours or 7 hours until we have to get on this plane. I go, we got to find a place to charge this.
Yeah.
Put it into the car. It tells us there's 6 on the university campus. We drive around for 1 hour. Do you know how many I found?
Zero.
No, bro. Zero.
Yeah.
My daughter finally goes, oh, Dad, I'll just use I'll Google it. So she Googles one. She finds one on the way to the airport. Fantastic. I drive. It's in like a sub-development. Drive into the sub-development. I'm in front of somebody's house. I get out, try to pull the electric thing off the wall. Doesn't come out. You got to sign up, put in your credit card. I do all that. Take it out. I put it in, plug it in the car. I'm like, we're golden now. I get in the car, I sit down, turn the car on. 7.5 hours to charge your car. My flight is in like 5 hours. I was like, no, bro, that ain't going to work. So then my daughter, whose dad used to find a Tesla supercharger. They're supposed to do this faster. That is a good idea, kid. We're running a little low on miles, though. We only got like 60 miles left. She's like, I found one. It's 20 miles from here. I was like, so it's 20 miles from here and then 20 miles back to the airport. I'm like, yeah, but it'll be right. We'll charge. Drive to Tesla supercharger. Go take the Tesla supercharger off. Same thing. Set up an account, credit card, bop. Finally get Tesla supercharger out, go. It doesn't fit in the fucking charging port on the car.
Oh, of course not. They only work on Teslas.
Yeah, well, where were you when I needed you? When I was giving them my credit card information. So now I have like 15 miles of charge left, and the airport is 14 miles away.
Ooh.
So I coast that baby in there. And the lady's like, did you pay for pre-charging? I was like, no, I told the guy I'd buy gas because I wanted a gas car. It's like, we're going to charge you for that. I'm like, and you're going to charge me some tolls. You don't even know yet. Dude, terrible. Terrible. God. Then you go into the airport. I now fly Steve's favorite airline, Spirit. There are no more people at Spirit. It is just robots and machines. You go up to one machine, it gives you a boarding pass, then you go to another one, and we only have one bag, right? With all 4 of us, we're just going to do one bag for the 2 nights. I go up, I scan my ticket, it's on my ticket. I put my ID down, it says, nah, bro, this ain't you. My ID does not match my ticket. So now I spend the next... No, I didn't spell my own name.
Not you. I'm saying maybe something got wrong on their name.
So I think my middle name is on my driver's license, and my middle name is not on the ticket. And the way New York State writes the names, it looks like it's one long name instead of. So I am now spending the next 5 minutes negotiating with the fucking robot to prove that I am who I say I am. So it'll take my bag.
Yeah.
Finally, some lady comes over, and I'm exasperated to the point where I have no more words for what's going to go on here. She fixes it. We have like an hour before our flight. We sit down in the Spirit terminal. We're through security. I'm sitting, my daughter's sitting to my left, across from me and my other 2. I hear the sound of metals cutting. I look over to my right. There is a woman taking her keys and cutting through an Aloha Isle beer can. I was like, this is weird. She then takes the can, takes the top, throws that top away, puts her cell phone in the can, takes into her bag, monster can, takes the keys, cuts the top off the monster can, takes the monster can, puts it over the Aloha Isle can. So now it's phone, can, in can. We all notice this. We're all clocking this. She then takes out another cell phone and calls the cell phone in the can, and it doesn't ring because I guess a monster and an Aloha Isle can block cell phones together. She is content as could be. She sits there. We are now all texting, trying to make each other laugh, sitting next to this crazy human being. So my daughter goes, what does she do with all the cans? My other one says, I assume she puts the squirrels she kills in there. The police have been looking for her for years. Her name's Annie. She's Canny, the squirrel murderer. So now we're doing this. We're really having a good time. She then gets up, walks away. I was like, oh, that was fun. Canny's gone. Nope. Canny comes back. 2 monsters. Sits back down. Takes the one monster, opens it up, looks around, goes over to the garbage, takes out a Dasani water bottle out of the garbage. Takes the monster, pours it into the water bottle. Now a monster is much bigger than a water bottle. Fills up the water bottle. What do? You want to empty the monster can. What do you drink from? The monster?
The monster.
Or Nope, she drinks from the Dasani she got out of the trash.
Oh my God.
Yep. Drinks half the thing, fills the garbage bottle back up with the monster, caps that off, cuts the top off that can. Now I know there's another monster can. I am ecstatic to see what's going to happen next. She pops up again, back to the trash can. Another Dasani water bottle. Same fucking routine. Cuts the top off, can in can, soda.
She's making like a Russian doll thing, like out of these cans.
Now she had 2 dirty Dasani bottles full of monster and 2 cell phones inside 4 aluminum cans. And she's sitting there. And I then notice over my wife's shoulder, there's a large African-American woman who has been clocking this whole fucking thing. And she is not like us, discreetly texting. She's just going, and I see her and I elbow my wife and she sees this woman's face and starts laughing to the point where she cannot catch her breath. My wife cannot catch her breath. My daughters then, that's it. Now it's the dam has broken. They are literally like slapping their knees, cannot catch their breath. This woman is sitting shoulder to shoulder with me. And I'm like, stop it. I'm texting, stop. I'm going to have to murder a homeless woman in an airport. Please stop. Please stop. Before I tell them to stop on their cell phones, the more they laugh. She then pops up, walks over to my daughter, the older one. My daughter had like cookies or something and had put the bag at her feet, reaches down, slaps the bag up, looks at her and says, I guess I'll throw this away for you. Walks over and slams it in the garbage and then just keeps on walking. I was like, oh my God, I can't wait for this flight to come back. It's going to be great. Maybe she won't come back. Candy doesn't come back for like 20 minutes. Like, all right, maybe she's gone. My wife goes, can you go get us some waters? I get up. I go walking over to the Hudson News. Halfway there, who do I see? Who do I see? Canny. What's Canny doing? She is using her keys to scrape gum off the floor of the airport.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. She then comes over. I don't know. I was too scared to look her in the eyes. I was too scared. She then walks over to us. She knows now we were laughing at her. Like my daughters are tearing up as this. She grabs her stuff and walks over to the other side. My little one, completely not understanding. Like she's like, Dad will kill this woman if he has to. She's just pointing at her, laughing, and she walks away. This woman goes and is digging through the garbage again. We get on the plane. I was like, all right, we're done. That's the end of this trip.
I hope she's next to you.
From my daughter.
Pilot.
No, she doesn't. Pilot. I get a text from my daughter. Big yikes. So I go, oh no. My daughter texts me, big yikes. I go, oh, please don't be canny. Please don't be canny. I look up and there is a woman, I swear to you, in Native American red face. She's a white woman covered in red face paint. Like a green mask you'd put on, like to go to sleep. but this is a red one. And I go, oh, I look up because I expect this. And then I hear my phone. I look down and it says, Red Skull's here to take over the plane. And guess where Big Yikes Red Skull sits? Right here, next to Dad. I was like,
no way.
Yeah. I want to be like, why are you wearing this on the plane? So I was like, all right, we're good. We're done. Back to New York. Great. Get in the car. We start driving up here. We're on the, I don't know, between the Whitestone Expressway and I-95. I don't know what that is. The Major that's not the Major Deegan. Whatever the hell that is.
Yeah.
I see a car, BMW, black truck, no lights on, left lane, right lane, left lane, right lane, swerving, left lane, right lane. It's 2:00 in the morning at this point. I said to my wife, you got to call 911. You got to call 911. This person is destroyed and swerving all over the road. We call. The guy says, what road are you on? I was like, I'm on I-95. He's like, no, you're not. Like, because they can read your cell phone. He's like, you're on whatever the hell you're on. I was like, okay. I'll tell him what's going on. He's like, would you be willing to follow him so that the police... I was like, do I sound like I'm fucking Batman? I'm not following this person. He's like, we'd really appreciate it. I'm like, that's a really cool story.
Yeah.
I just got on the Henry Hudson and went, and I assumed that person killed a dozen people that night.
I thought you were going to say that was Canny.
No.
That would have been amazing if that was Canny.
I'm not sure she even gets on planes. I think she got in there sometime pre 9/11 and just living there the whole time.
She lives in the airport.
But beyond security.
Like Terminal.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. She's the new Tom Hanks movie.
She survives on monsters and chewing gum off the floor.
Yeah. But she has 2 cell phones. Now, I'm assuming they work. Right? They may just be 2 cell phones that people left in the terminal at some point, and she's calling at a cell phone that's never going to ring, stuffed inside a can.
Well, she thinks she can charge it that way.
Dude, I have never seen anyone do that. That was the craziest shit I've ever seen.
Well, because Monster gives you energy. If you put your cell phone in Monster, it will charge your phone.
Yeah. So when I got on the plane, I immediately took out a notebook and just started writing. My daughter goes, what are you doing? I go, have you not been with me for the last 24 hours? She was like, well, I was like, think about what's going on here in the last 24 hours. She was like, yeah, this has been pretty fucked up. I was like, yeah, it has.
Wow.
Yeah. School's great, though. School's great. I might have pissed off all the admissions people to the point where they won't take her. We'll soon find out.
That's Guida. Capital Guida.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Dude. Wild. The can lady was like, and my little one, because she knows we watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine together, she immediately gives her a nickname, Canny, like the Brooklyn Nine-Nine character. Yeah.
Oh man,
can I blow up Rito real quick? By the way,
yeah, I was gonna read some comments.
He posted his SAT score.
Yeah,
he's been making fun of me for like 3 days. I took the ACT. I put my score into the translator, 1500. So Rito,
did you really?
Wow.
Yeah, I got a perfect score on grammar and reading.
Wow, I thought I did good.
Math and science not good, but grammar and reading perfect. So Rito, keep it going, bud.
I got a 1390. I thought I got a really good score.
Oh, you're fucking.
Rito says I got accepted by UCF. It was my backup school. ACT score is lower. He says let me take the SAT. They let me take the SAT and ACT.
How much time did they give you because of your disability?
BX Gunner got accepted to Valencia Community College. Congratulations, Gunner. Good for you.
Good man.
Was that at me or at Rito? Was that at me?
No, that was. Listen, I'm going to explain something to you. I will give you guys tons of shit, but it's us versus them every time.
No, wait, my thing crapped out. What did you say?
I said I will give you all the shit in the world, but they're never allowed to.
Yes,
you're my porcelain doll face.
You hold his pocket.
Yeah,
you hold his pocket.
We got a new commenter here. Ejecta Curtain. Welcome to the chat, Ejecta Curtain. They say I did shit on my SATs and I have a master's in linguistics. Yeah, SATs are all bullshit. All this stuff is bullshit. Don't even get me started on that. Oh my God. Rito says he got a 1250. I got 1150. Thank God I could play baseball. That's the only reason I went to college. Ejecta says Rob Zombie's Halloween is better than David Green's trilogy. Hot opinion. Okay, we're just throwing that stuff in there. Okay,
Sure.
Eject the curtain. I don't know what FFS is.
No idea.
For fuck's sake.
For fuck's sake.
Ooh.
Oh, he just grabbed a beer. Okay.
He's gonna like Salem's Lot then. That episode we cover a lot of horror movies.
Yeah.
Eject the curtain. Tune in on Friday. We got you covered.
Friday, 3:00 Eastern time. You'll have a new episode of the Popcorn Bucket with Salem's Lot. Rita says, "Guess who got a grant for being Latino and black? Free school." I guess that's you, Rita. Way to use my tax money. What else we got? Are we gonna go into our main topic here?
All right.
Yeah. So our main topic now, this is going to be a tough one because we didn't actually go to this. One of our podcast co-hosts went to this and then couldn't show up this week for whatever reason, not sure why. But we had a man on the street. We had a guy on the street.
I wrote right here in the script. It says Comic-Con news with our man on the street, Joe.
That's right.
Where the fuck is he?
He's probably sleeping over. He's at home washing his tights. Yeah, he's at home washing his tights. But he did text me some news. I got 3 or 4 things here from him. One thing that he said is that Daredevil Born Again coming out March 4th, and it's going to be TVMA for mature audiences.
Did you see the trailer?
Oh no, I didn't see the trailer. How's it look?
Looks pretty good.
Looks
dark.
I think they're gonna ruin it.
Wait, you don't trust Disney's track record with television? Get out of here, Steve.
Yeah, tell me about it. No, I don't trust it. Anybody excited for that? That is some of the best TV Netflix ever made. Like as far as superhero TV shows, that even could rival some of the best Marvel stuff. Like as far as the movies go, Netflix.
Yeah, they were good. Some of the episodes were like 10, 15 minutes too long, I feel. In some of those episodes.
The Marvel ones on Netflix?
No, the Daredevil
Netflix.
stuff.
The Daredevil ones. Some of them were just a little too long.
But they are.
No, they were good. They were
heads and shoulders the best thing Marvel television has done. Period.
I heard
Ejector Curtain said something that I actually understand. He said they'll fuck it up for sure. Disney will fuck it up for sure.
I think that's actually what he wants Matt to put in his chat. I'm gonna fuck that up for sure.
Yeah. All right. So let's get through this quick because people want to hear about the Penguin and stuff. But we'll see what happens with Rito.
Again, we'll see what happens with Daredevil. People?
I have another match right now. I just got
I'll teach you, my boy Dollface.
Oh, boy. Another match? Do you want to match up with this one?
I have 10 matches on Hinge that have not been responded to.
Oh, look at you.
No, you got to set a friend now. Start him on Popcorn Bucket, destroy him on the main show.
I don't know how happy you'll be about this, Mike, because I know you're a big Hush fan. Jim Lee and Jeff Loeb returned to do a Hush sequel. I guess this is the comic. I guess this is
Hush, a great comic.
What about that needs a sequel?
What was that?
What about Hush needs a sequel?
None of it. It doesn't.
Yeah. No.
Well, this is my point. Like with your American Psycho, like just leave it alone. But I mean, Jim Lee is is probably my favorite Batman artist. Like he's amazing. His Batman. Sure. I don't read comics anymore because they all make me so sad. But yeah.
Creature Commandos. You guys watch the trailer for that at all?
Yeah, I didn't know it was animated.
Yeah, I found out it was animated when I watched the trailer too. The animation looks really cool.
Yeah,
it's that hyper violent, cartoonish stuff like they did, I guess, with like Invincible, right?
Yeah,
is that the name of that show?
But this technically takes place in the same universe as the Superman movie we were talking about earlier.
Oh, really?
Huh.
Yes. Even though it's a cartoon.
So this is the first thing in that universe?
This is the first thing.
Okay.
Is Rick Flag in this one? Do you know?
Yes, he is. Idea.
So Rick Flag will be in this and in the Superman movie. So that character will be the first carryover. Whether or not they're trying to turn him into like a Nick Fury type, but that's the guy.
Yeah. I don't know anything about Creature Commandos. It's just a bunch of monsters that are like the Suicide Squad, kind of.
Yeah.
Because the lady from Suicide Squad is in there too. She's like the leader.
Amanda Waller.
Yeah.
And this is what James Gunn wants to do, is to take all these adjunct characters and make them profitable. Because I'm not sure if you guys are on board with this. Like, DC is so thin.
Yeah.
Like,
they got those main three.
Like Batman, Wonder Woman is still a tough sell a lot of the time.
Yeah.
They have the big two. Like Marvel, like it's so deep. You have the X-Men. You have
it's deep now though. It wasn't deep before they did the movies, right? Like no one cared about Captain America and Iron Man. Like they
those were the bigger
than
Captain America. No, but they loved Spider-Man and the X-Men.
Yes, the X-Men were huge. Spider-Man, X-Men,
Punisher,
Fantastic Four. The Hulk was the biggest thing. People loved the Hulk in the 2000s.
Yeah.
But DC, not so much.
You don't think Flash and Green Lantern are big enough?
Green Lantern kind of sucks.
Oh, I love Green Lantern.
What's that guy you like, Steve? Booster Gold? I
love Booster Gold.
I love Booster Gold because he's a cocky, arrogant moron. Really, really.
I never heard of him until you mentioned getting like a piece of art.
Yeah, from Dan Jurgens. Yeah, I got a page from Dan Jurgens signed. He was the original Booster Gold artist. It's pretty cool. Let's see. Does anybody care about Star Trek? Like I've never seen Star Trek at all.
No.
Mike, you're a Star Trek fan.
I love Star Trek. I don't like any of the new stuff.
Is it a show or a movie they're redoing?
No, it's the second season of a show.
Strange New World, it's called.
It's Pike's crew. It's like the crew from before Kirk.
Okay.
Spock is in it, but no.
I love Star Trek, and they do not know what Trek is supposed to be. They're not good at doing Trek. There's so many problems with Trek. You got one glimpse of a good thing with the final season of Picard, but everything else has been. It was good. It's good if you like Next Generation. It's good. The way they write Star Trek now, you would never believe these people are in the military. And that's what, like, they're in Starfleet. They're always running around. They're always panicking. There's no command structure. They just have it wrong. It's so wrong.
Well, that's the big thing nowadays. They just get the characters wrong. They get the atmosphere wrong. They just don't know how to do it. Let's see. There was a big fight over a Spawn cover. Seb, did you want to talk about this?
No, but this is I
No, I didn't.
No.
Okay.
Moving on.
Okay, so there was. For like people who get into Comic-Con, like the press passes and everything, they get in early, right? So they can get in and get exclusives. But there was a Spawn cover that was only for regular people who had the regular passes, the regular day passes.
Yeah.
So these guys who had all the press passes and whatnot, they got in early and they bought a second pass, like a regular pass. They got in early and got online. Yeah. And by the time the general admission was able to go in, the line for this Spawn cover was already like 400 people deep. So the people that thought they were going to be able to get this exclusive Spawn cover were asked out. And that's why, like, I went to a Comic-Con once, and it was so much of that going on. And it's like 10 times worse from what I hear now, like this type of stuff going on. That that's why I have no interest in going to these things anymore.
All types of shenanigans like that go on at Comic-Con. I remember when the last time I went, I wanted some exclusive pops from the pop booth, and I paid a kid like $30 to cut him in line, and I got on like the first 10 minutes of line, and everybody was pissed off at me. But I was like, I don't give a shit. I want my pops, and then I went home and sold all the pops for more money. It's typical New York Comic-Con friggin' bullshit. But so they got into like fist fights over the Spawn cover,
over a comic book cover of Spawn.
Right. It's exclusive, man.
Even what's it worth? If there's 400 people desperately trying to get it, it's worthless already.
Right. Exactly. Rick and Morty gonna go through 12 seasons. Apparently, they're on season 8, but they got extended to 12. I haven't watched since season 5. I fell
They're
off.
in, they're in 7 now, and they're
really good.
Yeah, but this is a weird. This season is like anime style drawing.
Oh, really?
And I was like, nah, I don't want to do that.
I think that's a.
I might watch that then.
But they got rid of. Well, I guess rightfully so. They got rid of the guy.
Not hentai. So. Yeah. it's different. No. What you say, Matt? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Well, Justin Roiland is gone. The original voice is gone.
Oh, really?
And
does it sound different?
Yeah, Me Too.
Did he?
He did not get Me Too. He got charged with sexual like domestic abuse, like bad.
He punched a bitch.
His wife. Yeah.
Oh.
Really, really bad.
I heard she was asking for it.
Yeah, what'd she say? Yeah.
I don't know. She ain't gonna say it again.
Oh, we kid. We don't condone.
It's funny. It's not.
Yeah, we don't condone that. All right, let's give Rito what he wants.
All right,
let's just give him what he wants, and we're towards the end of it anyway. Let's talk about Penguin episode 5. How many people here? Raise your hands. How many people watched Penguin episode 5? Oh, okay. Thanks, Mike. Way to do your homework.
No problem.
It's all right. Did you watch episode 4? Episode 4 is freaking amazing.
Nope.
No.
Unbelievable. Okay. Oh, then you get
episode 4 was probably the best episode in the series so far.
Episode 4 was all about Sophia Falcone and how she became a nutcase, and it made me feel icky, that episode, because I don't like. Spoiler alert. Basically, she got blackmailed into going into Arkham by her own family. Right, her own family put her into Arkham, make her feel crazy just because like she was ruffling feathers, right? She was making waves in the family, and then the family wanted to get rid of her so that she would stop making waves.
It's way more complex than that.
Well, yeah, I'm simplifying it.
Put her in there.
Right, because she found out her dad was beating up women.
Well, but
murdering women.
They reverse engineered her into being schizophrenic because Oswald is a rat.
Right. That's not much more complex. That's a little more complex.
No, it's
like One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. They put a perfectly good person into an insane asylum and made him go crazy.
No, but it was all that was like a great episode of television.
I don't think Oz intended for that to happen to her, though.
No, he could not have known that.
He was just trying to get ahead in the business, and he thought that would get him ahead.
In the context of what's happening now, she's out for blood, and she has a clear enough head now to say, okay, this was fucking terrible. Where's Oz? That's the guy that initiated this whole thing, and it's going to be this huge. It's not going to be like a mob war because it doesn't really seem there's like too many soldiers, but he is in the hot seat because there are two big hands that really, really hate him. Like it got really interesting really quick. This has been so good. And I think if you guys could attest, every single episode has gotten better than the last.
I liked episode 4 better than 5, but 5 was a great episode.
But episode you see 5, what I'm saying? Like it's getting
100%. It's not losing any momentum, in my opinion.
None.
I think it's only gaining momentum. This episode was like a 2 kind of tiered episode. You had one half of the episode that dealt with Oz, and basically he's almost getting broken in this episode. Everything's going wrong for him.
Yes.
Right. And then you have the opposite of that with Sophia, who's taking charge of her family and taking on a new name. Up. Yeah. And she's leveling up.
And she's straight up great.
She's the best part of the show. And that's hard to say because Colin Farrell is doing a bang up job as Oz.
Like when they do the awards at the Emmys or the Golden Fox or whatever it's called. Like, I know what it's called in this fucking round. Like this show is going to probably clean up. Like everyone has been flat out excellent. She is she's amazing. He's great. this is a great story. Unless they dive bomb, I can't see this not being a complete, grand slam success. This has been great.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I was tossing.
So with Oz in this episode, basically he's gotten found out that he's been trying to work both families, right? You have the Falcones and you have what's the other family, Matt or Seb? What's the other family?
It's the Maronis.
The Maronis. Yeah. So he's been working both of them, right? He's been trying to play both of them, and he got found out. And now Sophia knows that he's the one who killed her brother. So they're both kind of going after Oz. And this is when like Oz kind of loses control of everything that he was trying to do. And he attempts to kidnap the Maroney's son and kind of blackmail them into giving him the drugs back that they stole from him so that he can go and sell those drugs and make some money and do whatever. And then he ends up burning them alive, which was an intense scene. And I think that was the friggin' low part of Oz, because like if you notice, he has like no emotion during that whole thing. He's just standing there with a blank look on his face, watching these two people burn alive.
He enjoyed it, I thought.
He enjoyed it, and it didn't work. Like his whole blackmailing scheme didn't work because the Maroney's dad, the head of the Maroney family, broke out of jail and is now teamed up with Sophia to get Oz. Right.
Well, so the prison guard failed. He was so close, which is I think what kills him, because everything on paper worked.
Yeah,
and then it just fell apart in his hands.
Yeah. So Oz is at a real low level at this point, and I think his mom's going to end up dying. I think his mom's going to get whacked. Right. I mean, that's
the mushrooms as well.
He lost. Yeah, he lost all the mushrooms except for like one bucket. Right. He's got like one bucket of mushrooms.
He's got nothing. Yeah.
He's got 2 buckets.
And his mom, he had to put his mom into hiding, which I think the Maroney guy is going to kill his mom, or maybe Sophia even kills his mom to get back at him for killing her brother.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to like snap something in his head, and he's going to go fucking postal. Like he's going to like that. It's going to be a new character. After that happens, I think we're going to get a totally ruthless, bloodthirsty gangster Oz after that. I think that's when it's really going to amp up. And I hope so. That's what I'm hoping for.
Because he's going to. So that's a great point, and it makes me think about what's going to end up happening to Victor. Because I feel like he's going to have to kill Victor.
Or maybe Victor gets too greedy.
And something's going to happen. Because we have to remember,
nothing about Victor has showed me that he's greedy. If
that's
anything,
why I said
it. He's used everybody to get ahead. He's just using Victor now.
He was, but Victor was. I'm trying to think of the correct word. Tough. Let's use tough on his father. Like he was like, we could have more. Like Victor has it in him. Victor totally has the edge in him. And I'm very curious to see, because again, the Penguin is a bad guy. This isn't like a anti-hero. Like the Penguin has to end up being the villain.
Yeah.
So how do we get him from being? I can ask the two of you. Do you like? I do kind of think he's charming, Oswald.
Oh, I like him. I think he's real cool. I think he's a real interesting character, and I think there's still some humanity in him now, and I think that's going to leave.
Something has to happen. Yes,
because he burned his car. Right, his car was his identity. His purple Maserati with the gold rims was his identity. And he said the same story twice in this series so far, right? He talked about that mobster that he grew up with that was in his town and that everyone looked up to this guy. And he burnt that car, and that car was like a representation of that mobster, and now that car is gone. And like, I think that's out of his system now, where he's taking that role on officially now. I think we're going to get a completely different character. And I can't wait to see what Colin Farrell does with it.
I agree with you. There's going to be something again, because so in the Batman 2, whatever it is, like he's going to have to be an integral part of this underbelly. And he's going to have to be the main guy. So it's not
going to be Mr. Freeze. It's not going to be Mr. Freeze.
We don't even know We think it's Mr. Freeze, but we don't.
It happens in the wintertime. I know it takes place in the wintertime.
Dude, I mean, like, and I'm not even sure. Like, Mr. Freeze would be so interesting, but like, I'm not sure this universe invites such like fantasy. Like, that's fantastic. Like, it's like an imaginary technology. There's nothing in this world that suggests that anything like that really already exists. So it gets kind of dicey. So everyone's expecting Mr. Freeze, but I'm really curious to see what they do. But the Penguin is going to have to be like a huge, if he's going to be a huge part of this movie, and he's going to be filthy.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm very excited. And like, I'm not sure Victor, Sophia, or not, sorry, I just did this. Falcone, what's his other name?
Maroni.
They're all dead, probably going into this movie. So it's, for me, in my mind, I'm pretty much like, how is it just going to get there?
You think Sophia's going to be dead?
Yeah, she's not making it to the movie.
I heard they might be doing a spin-off on just her.
I would watch that. That episode, that episode in the prison was one of the best things HBO has done this decade.
Mm-hmm.
That was I mean, did you guys like that? Was it too much?
No, that was great.
I loved it. I absolutely loved it. The episode on you're saying just the episode on her?
Yeah.
That was my favorite episode so far. That was my favorite one. And
she was tortured.
She was great. It was great. Rito says that humanity left when he killed the mother and son, and then came back when he opened the train station. But that'll fail too. He also says that it'll be Bloom, a villain that uses mushrooms like Scarecrow. That's what I thought was going to happen. I thought Scarecrow would have fit into that with the whole mushroom and the drug thing. And Rito also says Sophia's going to be in the movie, Matt. So,
oh boy,
yeah, she's not Falcone anymore. She took on her mother's maiden name.
Yes,
for the rest of the show, because now it's like a new crime family. It's almost like she is a new character now, right? Because she was Sophia Falcone, and now she's Sophia. What I forget the name, like Giamatti or something like that.
Gigante.
There you go, Gigante. Yeah, Mike, you got to watch these shows, man. They're really, really good. You got to check them out. You got another comment here. There he goes. He got Gigante. Cool.
Like, this kicked it up to a whole nother level, man.
Yeah.
I've literally, since I saw the last couple episodes, every person I've run into, I've been like, we're talking TV.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, this is the best thing going right now. And I'm not sure.
I don't even think of it as a Batman show.
It's not.
Like, I don't even have that in my head that this is even a comic book world. It's just a cool mafia show for me.
Yeah.
You know?
It's going to wind up being a great short story.
You hear about him on a TV like newscast or like something.
But like, remember Titans? Do you guys watch Titans?
Yeah, I remember Titans.
Like, that felt like a Batman world. That felt like a low level fake kind of Batman universe. You know, this doesn't give me any of that feeling. You know,
no.
Like, I watched Titans and I really enjoyed Titans. I like that show a lot. But I always felt like, man, I wish Batman was in this show. I wish we saw some Batman in this show with Penguin. There's never a point where I'm like, oh man, I wish Batman was here. I wish Batman would just be hiding or lurking in an alley. I never get any of those feelings for this show. I'm strictly invested in what's going on in this world. And I'm Batman isn't even a part of my my psyche in this.
No. And also, it like the Robert Pattinson Batman, which would be the Batman, is so developmental that you wouldn't expect him to be this privy. So it makes sense that like he is kind of like trying to just deal with like this massive terrorist attack in Gotham. And what is, like they say, like, when blood's in the streets, that's when you buy. Like, and this is what's happening in the underworld, and Batman is dealing with like the big issues.
Yeah.
And now when we get to the Batman 2, Oswald is going to be a serious issue. And this is like, and he's great. This is like, it's such a shame that this hasn't like it's going to be this other movie and it's it, because they've created an excellent world that I'm really, really interested in.
But that's okay. They can have two really good things done very, very well and stop. And then you can always look back at those two things and say, that's really good. And I want to watch that over and over again. Instead of them just keep dragging it on until eventually it just sucks enough to where people don't care.
No, and you're right. You're 100% right. If we get a great second movie with this show in the middle and be like, this was one of the best things that any movie production studio has done in the last 20 years.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good. We had some other stuff lined up, but I think we're going to save that for another night because we're coming up on 2 hours. Mike had a cool game, so maybe we'll do that next week. Mike put together a tier list, and we're gonna rank our favorite franchises. Some of the franchises that are on that list are 007, Batman, DC, Disney, Dragon Ball, G.I. Joe, He-Man, Lord of the Rings, Star Trek, Marvel, Nintendo, Peanuts, Ninja Turtles, X-Men. If you have a franchise that you think should be on that list, give us a shout and maybe we'll on there.
My idea was like we love the first one.
Yeah.
But what happened, like, did it hold up? Right? Like Joe and I loved G.I. Joe. And now as they've done more and more iterations, did that make it better or worse? And I figured that's the way we tier them.
Cool. Yeah, so we'll do that next week. That is a good topic, and we'll do that next week. Had a good time tonight, boys, as always. I don't know what you guys are laughing at. What, the private chat?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where I'm gonna hit up the hub after this. What? Ticket Hub. All right, boys. It was a good night. Thanks for being here. Thanks to everybody in the chat. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube and Instagram. Hit that bell. Tell somebody about the show. Get the word out there. That's the only way we'll be able to grow and keep doing this. Patreon. We have an official Patreon. It's in the description down below. So go there if you want to get access to extra. And I know Mike loves that extra Patreon episodes that we're going to be doing in the future, where it's going to be no holds barred, and you get to ask us questions that we have to answer. So thanks, everybody.
Well, Steve has to answer.
At least I do. Good night, everybody. See you later.
God bless.